Well, howdy there, folks, and welcome into today's video. Hope you guys are doing great out there as always. Oh my goodness, do we have some craziness about to happen in the stock market just when you thought earnings season was over. We have some big companies that some of you guys own reporting earnings this week, and some of these stocks will move other stocks in the market. And so I kind of want to get into that, what I think is going to happen here in the market, what I think is going to happen with these stocks, specifically, and things like that. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. All I ask is that you smash the thumbs up button. As always, we appreciate that in a huge way, guys. That helps us out huge in the YouTube algorithm, okay? And needless to say, it's been a little crazy market recently. Some stocks have started coming back really strong. And very, very thrilled about that. So anyways, in terms of these earnings, Monday is, not much is going on, okay? Lordstown Motors is reporting. That's about it. There's not much going on, okay? The rest of the week, we got craziness going on, needless to say. This is not one of those weeks, just when you think like earnings season's behind us, it's done. No, not so fast. This is one of the last, if not the last, big week of earnings season before we kind of chill out for a little bit here, okay? So, right off the bat here, Tuesday, before the open, Autozone. Autozone's one of the most under-the-radar best stocks in the stock market the last decade, okay? Like, look where Autozone stock has gone, AZO, over the past decade. It's absolutely unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. Never been a stock I've personally bought. Never been a stock I'm interested in, but I gotta say, the stock's an absolute beast, okay? No doubt about it, okay? So they're gonna be reporting before the bell on Tuesday, and honestly, they're still in a good spot when you think about it. Their competition is limited, and Amazon is still not a major threat to AutoZone yet. Maybe that changes over time. Maybe 5 years from now, it's a different story, or 10 years from now. But as of right now, AutoZone's still in a really, really good spot. Okay, Cracker Barrel's reporting. Not much else going on before the open on Tuesday. Okay, however, after you got Urban Outfitters, which is a retailer. Some of you guys should know Urban Outfitters, okay? You have this Zscaler company, which is kind of more of like a software type product, I guess you could say, almost like software as a service sort of product out there that a lot of folks are really, really excited about. I believe we've tried out Zscaler. I'm not 100% sure. I'll have to talk to some folks about this one and see what's going on with that Zscaler company. It seems interesting, okay? You have Intuit. I used to be an Intuit shareholder, okay? Did pretty well on the stock, and I don't know why I ever sold, because this is just a beast company, okay? Intuit, they own TurboTax product, right? They own QuickBooks. And they own some other products as well. But I'm telling you, the QuickBooks product, that's the real magic for this business, because like my business, we run on QuickBooks. Pretty much, if you have a smaller mid-sized business, you more than likely run it on QuickBooks, or you use QuickBooks in some sort of way, okay? And so Intuit has this beautiful business model where essentially they consistently just get this recurring revenue stream coming into their business model, and then also a lot of folks use them for taxes. Okay, and so if you use QuickBooks, it's easier to integrate with something like a TurboTax product or something like that, right? Or basically they've done it so well where if you have somebody that does your taxes for you, you can easily kind of get the files over to them in a very easy fashion. It's actually pretty amazing. So the company's done an amazing job building up this kind of like almost ecosystem for small businesses and mid-sized businesses. It's been absolutely amazing, okay? So Intuit, that's just a stock I love. I'll definitely keep an eye on that one. Maybe if it drops, I end up buying that one. We'll have to see, okay? I love their business model, okay? Toll Brothers. So another stock I used to own. I don't own it at the moment. I love Toll Brothers, okay? So they're the highest end homing play, like home building play you could possibly own out there, okay? And their type of houses are almost like double what the other companies are, okay? So if you look at what KB Homes average homes sell for, and Pulte and Lennar and some of the other home builders, like Toll's definitely on the very, very high end, and they get a good gauge of the market. Now, where Toll Brothers is interesting, okay, is I look at the stock price, and the stock price is pretty high based upon any time in recent history when it kind of comes to Toll Brothers stock. However, the business model, let's be quite frank, is amazing right now for Toll Brothers. It's absolutely amazing, okay? And so that's phenomenal when their business is, it's just a profit machine right now. And it likely will continue to be for the next quarter or two. However, we have some issues, okay? One is Toll Brothers has sold through a lot of the land because, basically the housing market got so hot, so fast. They sold through a lot of the properties, really quickly, right? And so that could also hurt short-term numbers. Then you have the fact that Obviously, what goes into building a home has gone up exponentially, including lumber, right? Which is pretty much the biggest product, okay? And so you have that, and then also you've kind of had a pull forward in housing demand in general. And so you look at all these things kind of in the back half of the year, and you do kind of worry, like, what's going to happen with Toll Brothers? What happens with the profitability? If they continue to have to go up in price on their homes, do they get to a point where it's just, it just isn't that realistic for folks to buy? And then they're like, I'm good. I'll continue to live where I'm at, okay? So I'm keeping a very, very close eye on Toll Brothers. I think if this stock goes to 70 plus, 80 plus, I could potentially buy some puts. I think if it was to go down to 50, I might potentially, buy the stock. It's not my favorite stock. The thing is, when it comes to the home builders, even though I love Toll and I love the way their business is run, I love the cash flows that business provides, at the end of the day, the home builders are somewhat of commodity plays. And that's kind of the trouble, okay? They really are. They're really just so dependent upon how the housing market is in general at a given time, and that makes it a little tough, okay? So, anyways, Toll Brothers, very, very interesting stock, okay? Another stock, this one I actually still do own, is JWN. Nordstrom's going to be reporting on Tuesday as well, okay? Now, when it comes to Nordstrom, this business is amazing right now, okay? I mean, every time I've gone to Nordstrom recently, busy. I'm talking busy, man. They're running up the numbers right now. They're in a really, really good spot. Plus, they've continued to expand their e-commerce side of the business, right? And obviously, they own Nordstrom Rack as well. And so when I look at Nordstrom, I look at a business model right now that is absolutely in an amazing spot. And as you get more and more folks to go out and start living life again and doing this and doing that, right? A lot of folks love to get some new clothes for this occasion, that occasion, doing this and doing that, right? I had to go to a wedding about a month ago. I had to get some new clothes, right? That's just like the way it goes. And so as you do more things, you go to this concert, you go to this, all of a sudden you're getting more and more stuff. Nordstrom's obviously somebody that benefits from that, okay? And so, yeah, this one absolutely I'm going to be paying attention to. I'm actually still not interested in selling my Nordstrom shares. It's the biggest stock, if I recall. I believe it's the biggest stock I have by far in my dividends only account, which is available in my private stock group. Okay, by the way, if you want to check out the private stock group, the private Discord chat, check out first pin comment down there. But when it comes to Nordstrom, I'm not interested in selling that stock. I'm not. I'm like, over time, they should be able to pay out some nice dividends. And so, it used to be a very nice dividend paying stock, and as these cash flows continue to come in for this business, the dividends should likely be upped and upped. I'm like, I'm good. I love Nordstrom, so I'm not really interested in selling that one, okay? And you have Red Robin also reporting, okay? So that's Tuesday. Got some real interesting stocks there. Autozone, the Zscaler company, Intuit, Toll Brothers, Nordstrom, all reporting Tuesday. Let's get to Wednesday. So Wednesday, before the open, you have Dick's Sporting Goods. So Dick's Sporting Goods, very intriguing stock. You know why? Well, over the past year, a lot of folks have, taken their kids out of sports, right? Or sports just haven't been offered in a lot of markets, right? Obviously, in the short term, something that hurts somebody like Dick's Sporting Goods. However, they did benefit from a lot of folks buying like weights and stuff like that because gyms were closed and treadmills and all those sorts of things, right? But they're huge when it comes to, folks buying like sporting goods. Like if you need, I don't know, if your kid's going to go play baseball and you need to get him a bat and a glove and a ball or something like that, like good probability you go to whatever your local Dick's Sporting Goods store is if you live in the United States, right? And so that coming back is definitely something that benefits. It's just this whole huge demand as far as weights, treadmills, bikes, all those sorts of things. That's going to start to unfortunately go the other way because basically everybody's starting to go back to gyms already and stuff like that, and that's going to continue over the next few months, okay? So they kind of got a good thing going for them and a bad thing, okay? Abercrombie & Fitch also reporting. Capri Holdings, interesting stock. Capri Holdings, they own Jimmy Choo, they own Michael Kors, and they own another brand that I'm forgetting at the moment, Versace. So Capri Holdings, very, very interesting stock here. Stock I've thought about owning many times in the past. Used to be a very good dividend-paying company that produces good cash flows. Obviously, they've been hurt in the whole Rona situation, right? And I decided to invest in TPR, Tapestry, instead of Capri last year when I was buying those stocks, and Tapestry did amazing. Pretty sure Capri's done pretty well as well. So definitely a stock to kind of keep an eye on for these earnings, but also just a stock to keep your eye on long-term. Sometimes that stock can be very volatile, and it can go up way high, and that's a time to usually be like, and sometimes that stock can get really low, and sometimes it's just a good opportunity out there in the market, okay? Then does it get crazy on Wednesday? Oh my gosh. So on Wednesday, after the close. You have NVIDIA, NVDA, the big beast, okay? Reporting earnings. NVIDIA, I used to be a shareholder of NVIDIA and did pretty well. Another one of those stocks I should have never sold out of, though. I should have never taken my profit, because at the end of the day, whenever I've looked at NVIDIA, I've just imagined that company being one of the biggest beasts in the world over the next decade, right? And one of the most important companies out there over the next decade, right? And they're just in a great spot. When it comes to CPUs, GPUs, it doesn't really matter. Artificial intelligence, they're just kind of in this sweet spot. Jensen Huang's done an amazing job of getting this business model just in a perfect position to thrive for the next decade. And so when I look at this company, it's just a beast. I don't know why I ever sold my shares in it, to be honest, just to take a short-term profit. I should have kept them, man. Should have kept them. It's just a big beast. And don't be surprised if NVIDIA bumps up that dividend more and more in the coming years, and it actually becomes a beast dividend company as well, okay? So yeah, I love NVIDIA. I'll definitely keep an eye on it. And that stock can move, keep this in mind, that stock can move a ton of other stocks in the market, okay? NVIDIA is getting so big now, and especially as they continue to get bigger over the next few years, this stock can affect even the semiconductor stocks. It can affect, obviously, AMD and stocks like Intel. It can even affect, companies even bigger than that, okay? So definitely keep in mind, NVIDIA is a stock, one of the most important stocks in the stock market. I would call it a top 10 most important stock in the stock market in terms of the other stocks that it can move, okay? If NVIDIA drops 15% for some reason on earnings, woo, get ready for the NASDAQ to get hit that next day, because that's probably going to, follow through to a ton of other stocks. So just something to keep in mind there, okay? Very important company. You have Snowflake reporting earnings, which Snowflake's an interesting stock, went public in the past year. Hasn't been a stock I've been interested in. The valuation just looks too far up there. Let's just put it that way for me to be interesting. But they're going to be reporting earnings. I'll keep an eye on it. Maybe it drops a ton, and then all of a sudden I do some more research on that company. I like what I see there. As of right now, I just haven't liked the valuation, okay? You have American Eagle Outfitters, Williams-Sonoma, they're kind of a little on the higher end market, not as high end as, let's say, an RH really, but Williams-Sonoma, they own some other brands, and from my understanding, their business is amazing right now, right? Remember, we talked about housing super strong. It doesn't matter what part of the market, but obviously high end of the market is hot. You'll see that in Toll Brothers numbers more than likely, right? And so Williams-Sonoma, they've been benefiting from that in a huge, huge way, okay? So yeah, Williams-Sonoma, one to keep an eye on there, benefiting huge in the short term, but the question is, what about in the back half of this year, and what about into 2022? But as of right now, their business is more than likely amazing, okay? Workday's reporting. Workday's a stock I looked into, when was that? Maybe 2 or 3 years ago now, I feel like. it was quite a while ago I looked into Workday. Interesting stock. It didn't sell me, okay? Let's just put it that way. It didn't sell me, not because it was a bad company, just I was having trouble understanding how that stock could double and triple its valuation from here, okay? And then you have Pure Storage reporting. Man, you know how Americans are. We love to just have too much stuff, so we can't even fit it in our garages. So, you got to get storage for it. So, yeah, Pure Storage reporting there, okay? So, yeah, Wednesday's going to be a crazy day. What about Thursday? Well, Thursday. Okay, here's what we're looking at. You want to get ready for a retail day? Get ready for Thursday. Alrighty, Thursday, okay, before the open, you get Best Buy. So Best Buy, Best Buy, oh man, they're in a good spot right now. They've done an amazing job keeping that business relevant all these years. They've done just a phenomenal job of that. And I don't know, just not a stock I can buy though. That's the thing. Although I like the management team there, although I like how they've stayed relevant all these years, it's still just not a stock I can buy, just because when I do look at Best Buy's business model, I'll be quite honest, they sell a lot of goods that you can get anywhere else, right? And so I do worry that Amazon could become a more and more serious threat over time, obviously. And so, yeah, I don't know. Best Buy, I like the company. I just don't like it enough to buy the stock, essentially, okay? You have Dollar General, also going to be reporting earnings, very important there. And then Dollar Tree. So, you pretty much, those two companies own, I think, the majority of dollar stores actually in the United States of America by far when you combine them. So, yeah, you're going to get a good gauge on how dollar store business is at the moment, okay? And I don't know how the business is, honestly. You really look at it, and obviously there's been a lot of stimulus money kind of pumped out there and things like that. And I don't know. There's a lot of the higher end businesses have been thriving actually, during this whole situation. And I'm not sure how the dollar stores are. I'm actually going to be interested to see how the dollar stores are doing right now in an environment like this, okay, where there's been that huge sloshing of money out there, okay? You have Burlington Coat Factory. They're going to be reporting earnings. They own some other brands as well. It looks like TD Ameritrade there, okay? After the close, Salesforce. Another one of those stocks that if you want to talk about stock that can move the market potentially, Salesforce. It's just so dang big now, okay? I mean, you're talking about a gigantic corporation in the NASDAQ there. So Salesforce, going to be reporting earnings. Never been a stock I've bought. Never been a stock I'm interested in buying. But man, there's no doubt you got to respect that business. It's amazing, okay? Then you have Costco. Okay, Costco. Let's talk about this one. This is a big one. This is super interesting. So when it comes to Costco, obviously, obviously this business is in, oh, shit. I'm gonna have to edit that out. So obviously when it comes to Costco, this business model is a beast, right? There's no doubt about it. You got to respect Costco. But here's the thing when it comes to Costco, okay? This is a company that had a crazy pull forward in demand last year, right? Think about where things were March, April, and even into the summer, and then even starting again in the fall when it came to Costco, okay? I mean, you saw people buying up things in mass, right? It didn't matter what it was. Water, toilet paper, paper towels, anything, right? And, Costco was selling out of a ton of those sorts of products, right? And so, Costco's in this kind of weird position where the company's a beast. We all know that. The management team's amazing there, but they did have this kind of special event last year, right? With the kind of Roni. And that absolutely, positively helped their business in a massive way. And so now you have that kind of trending off, and you have to kind of lap these numbers year over year. And it's like, that's big numbers to lap year over year, right? And so it's going to be interesting to kind of see where Costco's at. Obviously fuel prices are quite a bit higher, I believe, at this time right now than they were last year. But a lot of times you kind of want to look at the non-fuel sales when it comes to Costco. You're really trying to look at the comp store sales that are not including fuel, right? Because that could just, give you kind of a better picture or worse picture depending upon fuel prices go, okay? And so, yeah, Costco, I like it. I like the business models, no doubt about it. Usually trades at a little bit of a rich valuation, and they've got really tough numbers to comp against year over year. So it's going to be interesting to keep an eye on that one and see kind of what happens there, okay? Then you have Gap. I mean, look at all these retailers report, man. Talk about a heavy retail day. You have Gap reporting. You have, Old HP reporting. Then you have Ulta Beauty. Ulta Beauty, let me be very clear. I've thought many times about buying this stock. Never been a stock I bought, okay? I love Ulta Beauty. I really do. I think this is one of the most well-run retailers out there, okay? I mean, if you're thinking about makeup, beauty, if you're thinking about, they even have like hair salons in a lot of their stores. You can even get facials in a lot of their stores and things like that, right? I mean, they're just an amazing business model. And, when you think about the space there, and you would think like, oh, it must just be a very commoditized space, all that Ulta Beauty's in, right? Makeup and all sorts of things, skincare. It's just not. To be quite frank, it's just not. Like, they've done just an amazing job just continuing to build their business model, and folks love to go to Ulta. They love to go to Ulta to get those type of things. And the management team there is I would say, probably top 5 management team out there when it comes to the retail space, okay? Top 5 management team. I can't name 5 management teams in the retail space better than the ones over at Ulta Beauty, okay? They've done nothing but grow that business, exponentially over the last, 10 plus years. Is one I'm going to keep a very close eye on and kind of see, what they report. I should have bought the stock last year. I looked at that stock. It was at a very, very attractive valuation. I've always loved the business model. And, obviously makeup sales maybe over the past year haven't been the best, right? But as life kind of returns back to normal, makeup sales will likely increase again, and who's going to benefit from that? Is there anybody that's going to benefit more than Ulta Beauty? Maybe Elf, maybe a little bit, but Ulta Beauty obviously is going to benefit in a massive, massive way from that, right? And so, yeah, needless to say, they're reporting, and you look at this, man. I mean, it's a heavy retail day. Best Buy, Dollar General, Dollar Tree, Costco, Gap, and Ulta all reporting the same day. Heavy retail day, okay? Then you have Box reporting, which Box is not to be confused with Dropbox, DBX, the stock I own, okay? But Box is somewhat of a competitor to Dropbox. Just Box likes to focus a little bit on bigger companies. Dropbox will focus on a lot of small, mid-sized businesses. Box likes to focus on some of the bigger companies out there, okay? Interesting business model. I looked into it. Kamoth a few years ago, this was one of his favorite stocks, and then I don't know what happened, man. I think he sold out, and I don't think he even made money, or if he did make money, he made a very slight amount of money in the stock, and he talked about it as like a 10x potential stock. So I don't know what happened there with Kamoth, but there was a time a few years ago, you can find videos where Kamoth was talking about Box like it was going to be the next crazy big company, the next game-changing company, and at least as of now, it has not become that company. So I don't know. Maybe things will change over time. It's one I keep on my radar just because I'm trying to see, is there something that's going to happen there that's going to all of a sudden transform the business or something like that. So that's Box there, and that's Thursday. Let's get to the last day, Friday up here, and you got a few more retailers, okay? You got Big Lots reporting, which, Big Lots has actually, very successful business model, needless to say. Then you got this Hibbert Sports, which maybe if you're thinking about, sporting coming back, maybe they do a little bit better than something like Dick's Sporting Goods, okay? But that's about it for Friday. So needless to say, this is actually a big week where you're going to get a lot of stocks to move the market in general, man. Like a lot of these stocks you guys probably own. There's a good chance of, if you have a portfolio of stocks, there's a good chance you probably own one of these stocks in here. And like I said, let me know if you guys own any of these stocks, that we talked about here today. And if not, there's a good probability one of these stocks is going to move one of the stocks you do own, okay? Because these stocks can affect many other various stocks. Like if Toll Brothers says some bad stuff in their conference call for whatever reason, get ready for all the home builders to likely go on next day, right? If Nordstrom says something bad, get ready for retailers to get hit that, or anything in the high-end space, right? If Williams-Sonoma says anything bad, get ready for RH to get hit that next day, right? If NVIDIA says something bad, get ready for every tech stock to get hit that next day, right? Salesforce says something bad, man, get ready for every software or any type of business model that's even in relation to Salesforce to get hit in a major way, right? That's just the way it works, man. The bigger these companies get, the more and more they affect other stocks out there. So hope you guys enjoy this. As always, don't forget to smash before you leave. If you didn't get to check out my private stock group, I recorded a video for you guys last week. If you want to learn more about my private stock group, private Discord chat, coaching program, all those sorts of things, that'll be first pinned comment down there. Much love, guys, and peace.